Welcome everyone to Carolina Wild Harvest. Today I've got a garden tour video for you. It's an update video on one of our newest gardens here in the food forest area. Right here I've got a mostly perennial section of different trees and shrubs and herbaceous plants that are used for food and medicine. And then we've got our main kind of garden area off to the side of it that we're building up. It's a no-till garden, so there's been no tillage, no spraying. We're just using cardboard and mulch and planting right into the native soil. So let's see what we've got growing on. So you can see here kind of the progression of how we're doing some of our mulching. First we lay down cardboard in our rows, and then we're adding a lot of our hay that we're harvesting. Well, I'm harvesting right now by hand. So got a lot of different hay that we're using in our pathways here. But yeah, so first bed here is sweet potatoes, more of our favorite sweet potato, or technically a yam. These are the ube or the purple sweet potatoes. So we've just got those kind of all down the center here of this bed. And I think that's all that's in this bed, besides some of the leftovers from the earlier crop of radish. These are the daikon radish. We've also got some weeds, I guess you would call them, but I usually don't call them that. I just call them plants that we use. So this is fireweed. It's really great for chopping and dropping, so we use that as kind of like a free mulch and fertilizer. And then we've also got some poor man's pepper. It kind of looks like a cress, if you're familiar with cress, but this is one of our kind of wild brassica species. I believe it's a brassica. Yep, that's the first kind of 20-foot bed. They're about 20 feet. Then this bed's a little bit crazier. It's still got a lot of the radish that we've let kind of be a pollinator and predatory insect attractant because the flowers are really good for that. But we've got the same sweet potatoes here, and then we've got some cantaloupe. So these are cantaloupe seeds that we've been saving for a few years now. But yeah, that's basically this entire row. It's a little messy, a little overgrown, needs some mulch and a little bit more attention, but it'll be fine. And then the next row here is our tomato row. So we've got about each one of these kind of little trellises or little teepee stands has 3 to 4 tomatoes on them that you see, and we're single stemming them and kind of twisting them around. I've got some of this repurposed silage, not silage, what is it called? Like baling twine. So stuff is everywhere around here, so we're making use of it before we throw it away. But I've also got, what are these called? Black-eyed peas or cow peas that we've been saving seeds from. So those are kind of like my cover crop in between the tomatoes. Some will chop and drop, some we'll use for saved seed or just as a dry bean to have some extra black-eyed peas around. And again, we have this fireweed here that we just chop and drop as it gets tall. We'll just kind of chop it and drop it and feed the soil back some of that. But that's mostly this row. Over on the other side here, we've got a different story going on. We've got some cucumbers. These are actually pretty cool cucumbers. That one's looking a little sad. But in between the cucumbers, we have sunflowers. So it goes cucumber, sunflowers, cucumber, sunflowers. This one's looking pretty good. And these are a bushy or a bushing type, I guess you would call them. So they're okay being on the ground. They don't really need a trellis. And some of these are actually a white variety. You can kind of see this fruit here. It's looking a little pale, but pretty good. I tasted one a week ago or a few days ago, I guess. And yeah, they're pretty good. But hopefully they're going to look better with this rain. We kind of planted them right before the drought, so they've been struggling a little bit. You can see another fruit. Let's see, so the last main row here is mostly cantaloupes. I've got some sunflowers and zinnias kind of interplanted as well. These are some of the best looking zinnias out here. And then these are the best looking cantaloupes so far. They're still pretty small, but they're just starting to fruit up. Again, we've still got some of our older cover crop, the daikon radish, and some of it's going to flower. This one actually looks like might be about ready to, yeah, these actually look really good. They could harvest and sell those at market. But again, yeah, we've got the same story of the fireweed here, just chopping and dropping that. Get some free fertilizer going. And then, actually this cantaloupe's probably looking the best now. We've got a few fruit on there. And then same story as the last bed. I've got interplanted with some different flowers, some zinnias. Same story of the cover crops from previous. This is some of our wild spinach that we save seed from. And yeah, quite a few different quote-unquote weeds going on, but we use them to our benefit. We don't get worried about them because we know how to work with them. Then we've got some sweet potatoes here. These are the standard kind of orange sweet potatoes going on. And then actually on the front and back sections, we have some different crops as well. So at the very back of the garden here, it's finished up and we kind of just let it be. But these are hulless oats. So they act as kind of like a deterrent for the deer. The deer didn't really munch on our oats, and that kind of kept them out of the main garden here. And we also use it kind of as protectant on some of our trees. So the deer really love to snack on peach and apple trees. So to protect some of those, we've kind of had cover crops that we let go crazy and kind of shield them a little bit. So they're actually looking really good. But yeah, that's that. We'll walk through quickly the food forest section as well. So here we have some sunchokes, beautiful flowers. I believe they're related to sunflowers, but they produce a nice edible tuber, similar to a potato. And on the end here, I've got a persimmon tree. And then we've got the primary trees here that were first planted are hazelnuts. So that's what this is. The deer love snacking on hazelnuts, so it's been kind of rough on them the first year or two as they were getting established, but a few of them are looking really good, especially when they're kind of protected by some other plants. Got a willow here. It's a willow tree. We've got a mulberry tree down here. It's another one the deer like to snack on, but it's been protected enough. And then we've got a tulip poplar tree. This one we primarily use as chop and drop, but it technically is edible. It can be eaten by animals as well, so the deer snack on it sometimes, and we also feed it to our goats as well. And we've got a bunch of our canna lilies. They got really hit hard by the beetles this year, so I need to chop them back. But they're a great chop and drop plant, and they also are really good for bringing in hummingbirds. So hummingbirds love those flowers. Got a bunch of different echinacea planted throughout here, mostly the purple coneflower variety. Then we've got some St. John's wort acting as a ground cover here. It's already flowered and started going to seed. Harvested a lot of that this year. More hazelnut. This is one of our native viburnum species. This is a black haw. So the deer like to snack on it, but it's like adapted for that, so it just bounces back really quickly. Let's see, we've got, I missed the peach tree over there, but that's what I was showing you with the hulless oats. But this is an apple tree, and by far this is our best looking apple tree. It's been protected by not only the hulless oats, but also some of this, what is this? This is a frost aster. And we've also got our tulip tree down there. So it's had a lot of protection from the deer browse. And it's looking really good. This is a pink Luna hibiscus. So this is a hardy hibiscus in our area. Got a few of those through here. More of the arrowroot or canna lilies. Lots of those through here. Really good looking hazelnut. The tallest one I think we have. Purple coneflower. We've got a few rhubarbs as well. There's one here. There's like one here that flowered and set seed, and I meant to get seed off of it, but did not. And more tulip tree. And then we've got the pink Luna hibiscus flowering here. And that's mostly it. This was one of my favorites too. It's no longer in bloom right now, but it was the purple blazing star, or what's another common name? Not sure another common name, but blazing star. It's a Liatris species. Really beautiful, and yeah, really awesome. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the tour. Thanks for watching the tour here. Let me know what you're interested in here in the food forest and the vegetable garden, and let me know if you got any critiques or any thoughts as well, and we'll see you next time.